rowdy crowd here in Pittsburgh for CWE. I'm Jeremiah Clump. Joining alongside, as always, is the wonderful Connor Brandt. Before we get going, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to apologize preemptively. I am a little sick, so hopefully that won't interfere with the show tonight too much. Now, Connor, we have to talk about some of the stuff that happened at the end of New World War, but we're not going to have much time to do it right now. Suffice to say, Connor, we have a bunch of new champions. How do you think that's going to shake up CWE?
Well, it's going to paint a bullseye on a lot of people's backs.
I think you're right, and I think Sid Floyd might be out here to talk about that, so let's go to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to be honest with you. Over the past couple of weeks, I thought for sure that there was something against me. There was a force that Corey Fox thought would put me down. Finally, Corey Fox could be the one to make Sid Floyd stay down. But you know something, folks? I've got to be honest. I have never felt better in my entire life than I do at this very moment. And you know why? That's because Corey Fox's name is now on a list. A long list of people who could not make Sid Floyd stay down. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Fox walked into New World War as the CWE General Manager, Chairman, and Owner, and he walked out defeated. He walked out defeated by a man who he said could not wrestle, could not win, could not compete. But all the eyes in the world were tuned in Pittsburgh last Sunday when I walked down that ramp, entered that ring, and made Corey Fox so numb I'm shocked if he's walking in the back right now. So let that be a lesson to you, Fox, to anyone else, that Sid Floyd will not stay down, and that isn't just a catchphrase, that's a way of life.
Oh, wait a minute, Connor. This is not what Sid Floyd had in mind here tonight. J.C. Holm, the man who arguably made the biggest impact at New World War when he became CWE's first multi-champion, defeating Jack Van Ryan to claim his first CWE World's Championship, and is now both that and one half of the CWE Tag Team Champions. And Connor, not to mention that Chris Twenier also defeated Chase Adams to claim his first Royal Crown Championship. The Edge has 5 championships between the 3 of them. How does that shake up the Edge and everyone else in CWE?
It puts them at the head of CWE. They're a powerhouse, and definitely with the more belts, they become a bigger target. But I don't know if there's anybody that can take them down. They've been riding quite a streak here.
The interesting thing that we have to note, and we'll talk about later, is exactly how J.C. Holm came into possession of winning the World Championship. It's not to say he didn't have a little help, but once again, we'll get into that later as we're pegged to hear from Jack Van Ryan about the whole issue later tonight. Nonetheless, J.C. Holm is here in his hometown, one half of the CWE Tag Team Champions, and now the CWE World Champion. And I've got to wonder if J.C. Holm isn't on top of the world right now, Colm. Nonetheless, cannot imagine where this meetup is about to go, so let's go to the ring.
With all due respect, not a damn person was watching you on Sunday, Sid. Because what you were doing didn't even matter in the slightest little bit. In case you weren't paying attention, I became the first CWE superstar to be a multiple champion. I am now both one half of the Tag Team Champions and the new CWE World Champion, Sid. That's just another thing on my list that you haven't done, and that you never will do, Sid. You see, you've got yourself caught up in this ridiculous ruse that what you're doing still matters. How the hell old are you now, Sid? 100, 200, what is it? You just keep coming back. What are you, a glutton for punishment? Let's face the facts here, Sid. You don't matter. You never have mattered, you never will matter again. The only thing that matters right now is that J.C. Holm and Chris Twenier are on top of the world. That's right, it's Sunday. He's not the only person to become a multi-champion. My tag team partner, Chris 20er, made Chase Adams look like an indie wrestler. And he walked in there and took the Royal Crown Championship for himself. Now let me ask you something, Sid. When was the last time you did anything, even close, even the little tiniest bit close to it? Because the last time I remember your name being important, I think I was still in diapers. The fact of the matter is, Sid Floyd, that like I said, not a single person in that building came to see your match with Corey Fox. Whether or not they're smart enough to know it, every single person in this damn city came to watch me defeat Jack Van Ryan. One of us gave our money's worth, Sid. The other one just cashed out a little too soon. So that being said, Sid, I'm gonna have to ask you to get the hell out of my ring.
Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! It's about to heat up in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, my name is Corey Fox, and I am the owner, chairman, and general manager, blah, 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 blah. I know you guys aren't happy with me right now, and I understand why. It's because, like Sid, you misunderstood what I was doing for the last number of weeks. And sure, it probably seemed somewhat malicious. It probably seemed like I had it out for you, Sid, and I even came to the ring and said that I did. But there's a truth that you need to understand. Sid, it had nothing to do with me thinking I was better than you. It had nothing to do with me thinking that my accomplishments were more so. It had nothing to do with Scott Kansas. Everything I said was motivation. Everything I've done for you over the past few months was motivation. You see, for a while now, Sid, I think that maybe you lost a spark that made you Sid Floyd, that made you the man who would not stay down. And last Sunday, you walked into New World War and proved, with the right motivation, Sid Floyd can do anything that Sid Floyd sets his mind to. And I'm sorry it had to be that way. I'm sorry I had to make you look like trash and have you fight in a number of handicap matches to do it. But you woke up, didn't you? That's a different Sid Floyd standing in the ring right now than it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, at Road to Glory. This Sid Floyd is dominant. This Sid Floyd is angry. This Sid Floyd has passion to win. And now that I've woken that Sid Floyd up, I'm going to reward that Sid Floyd the way that he deserves to be rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the main event for Eye of the Storm in that ring right now.
Whoa!
As of this moment, I, Corey Fox, name Sid Floyd as JC Holmes' #1 contender for the CWE World Championship, and that match will happen in 4 weeks at Eye of the Storm.
What an announcement!
Let that serve as an apology to you, Sid. You are the best damn wrestler in this business. You always have been, and as long as you stay in that ring, you always will be. Now go get the title that proves it.
Connor, what a major announcement by our general manager and owner. Corey Fox is named Sid Floyd, the #1 contender. Hey, wait a minute! Wait, there's 20er! 20er, the new Royal Crown champion, takes out Sid Floyd.
And this is just typical Edge fashion.
Watch out here now. 20er, not this. Come on, guys. I shouldn't be surprised, but chairs right to Floyd. And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some hardcore action, and our new hardcore champion is on his way down to the ring. Now, in case you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, the Prison Break cage match that took place at New World War, Gavarian was the first superstar to ever exit the cage in a Prison Break cage match and claimed himself that championship. And Connor, that makes Gavarian now an 18-time hardcore champion.
18 times, that's a hell of a number, but, I mean, it's Gavarian. I mean, his name, it goes along with the hardcore title.
Now, I mean, some people call it Gavarian's belt, and right now it literally is, but you've been around for some of those hardcore championship runs. What goes through Gavarian's mind when he's fighting that kind of match?
Well, he's in his element. I mean, he's a fighter. He's trained himself to be a fighter, and that's what he does.
And that's what he's going to have to do tonight, as Garrett Hawk is his opponent. Now, we've seen a little bit of an interesting situation between Garrett Hawk and his tag partner, Gordon Slash, that seems to have been resolved for the time being. But one of the big questions about those two going forward is, can they beat the young guns, Brandon Lopez and AJ Jones?
Yeah, that's the question on everybody's mind, and especially probably the question on Garrett Hawk and Gordon Slash's mind. But right now, he's going to have to concentrate on getting through that man, Gavarian, in the ring.
And that is indeed going to be the challenge. And ladies and gentlemen, we challenge you to check out CWE social media networks. You can follow CWE in a plethora of ways, including on Facebook at CWE Wrestling, on Tumblr as well at CWE Wrestling, on Twitter at CWE Live, on Reddit, reddit.com/r/CWE/, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Alternatively, you can add Connor on Facebook, and Connor's dad will send you hate mail. And hate mail aside, it is now time for the hardcore match, as Gavarian ties the headlock. Oh, what a head scissors right off the bat. Gavarian is such a unique individual. He's always been dangerous, nice jawbreaker. He's always been wild, he's always been unpredictable, but in the CWE 2012 hiatus, he went to Japan and trained with some of the ancient Japanese martial arts styles, and now he looks more dangerous than he's ever been, don't you think?
Most definitely, yeah.
Watch out here. Oh, kicks him in the face, and off the apron they go.
That training definitely seemed to hone Gavarian's skills. It's a much more focused, much more precise off the steps.
Over the stairs.
Much more precise way of fighting, but nonetheless very lethal.
And watch out here. Oh, nice reversal off the stairs. Back first goes Garrett Hawk up the steps, and now Gavarian took a crutch out of the audience and let the assault begin on Garrett Hawk.
Garrett Hawk might have to use that crutch later on in the night.
Not if Gavarian keeps swinging it like that. It's going to be broken. As now they tie up on the outside. Head scissors down on the crutch, sends it flying through the air. And Gavarian making lethal use of the weapons in this arena already.
Throwing a chair into the ring there. Garrett Hawk has to do something. Well, he
has the stairs right in front of us here, and he throws them into the ring. Don't underestimate that. Those are steel steps. That wasn't easy. Now he's got that crutch, and he's in the ring. And watch out. Oh, back down onto the floor. Garrett Hawk, and look at Gavarian. What a Phoenix splash.
And this is, Gavarian is just riding a wave.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That kendo stick. Here it comes. Oh, he missed that time. And now, oh, misses again. And now Gavarian and Garrett Hawk are on the outside, and Gavarian smartly gets in the ring, gives himself the advantage, and right across the head. Gavarian has made that kendo stick the weapon of choice over the last number of years, and how could you blame him with how lethally efficient he is with it?
And, oh, well, it seems like the momentum might switch here, and
guess not. Gavarian gets it right back.
But Garrett Hawk definitely has to do something here.
Maybe that was it. And watch out, Gavarian up, no, reverses it down on the kendo stick. And I would like to think that that stick would hurt just as much if you swung into it as if it swung into you.
Most definitely.
And now Gavarian making waste of a chair. He just broke a chair over Garrett Hawk. And now look at suplex onto the stairs. Right across that low step goes Garrett Hawk, and now Gavarian might be just making short work of him at this point. This is the first match of the night, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, it was announced earlier today, and I mean earlier today by just a few moments ago, that Sid Floyd is now the #1 contender for J.C. Holmes World's Championship at Eye of the Storm in 4 weeks. What do you think about that, Connor?
That is a huge revelation, not only for everyone in this company, but for Sid Floyd and J.C. Holmes. Sid Floyd is arguably probably the biggest contender to take down the Edge, and we'll have to see what happens. I'm excited for it.
How does it change your perspective on the whole Corey Fox issue? He says now that it was about motivation. He didn't have anything against Sid Floyd, but he was just trying to pump him up and make him more competitive. What do you think?
You know, I mean, words are, I can see it now, because, Corey Fox said that there was the spark missing from Sid Floyd, and now that she mentions it, I definitely can see it. There was something missing, and it's definitely back now, so whatever Sid Floyd was trying to, or Corey Fox was trying to do definitely worked.
Well, nonetheless, folks, Gavarian's trying to do something that didn't work right there, and he takes down Garrett Hawk with a shoulder. And watch out, runs into him. Oh, there's the gore! The Gore-Varian, as he likes to call it, ladies and gentlemen. Hits home, and look out. There's that mist. That poison mist. And there it is, right in the face, and the call of the Shogun connects home. And that's got to be it right there, Con. 1, 2, and it's over. Gavarian has won his first defense as the new hardcore champion, and what a match it was.
What a match it was, but probably not his last.
And ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, it's time to take a look at what happened with Jack Van Ryan versus JC Holm at New World War. An interesting twist of fate that Jack Van Ryan is certainly going to shed some light on revolving his best friend when we come back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. They're strictly business. Braden Gans's, Eric Matthews in the back. They'll be in tag team action later tonight, and I can't help but wonder if they're talking about that right now. What do you think, Con?
Definitely, with Eric Matthews just joining Strictly Business, there's a lot of chemistry that they have to work out very quickly.
Let's not forget that Eric Matthews successfully pinned the former CWE champion Dylan Poteet not 2 weeks ago in a gauntlet match. And we're going to have to see how these two work out as a team. But for right now, let's go to the ring and hear from Jack Van Ryan.
I'm sure you have as many questions as I do right now. But the fact of the matter is, I've only got one question that I really want to know the answers. It's not why JC Holm was able to beat me. It's not why New World War seems to be some kind of crux for me. The real question that I want answered is what the hell was Scott Gans's doing? Here's a man that has been my best friend for almost 11 years. Here's a man who helped me break into CWE in 2009. Here's a man who helped me get my first CWE World's Championship. And here's a man who just last month helped me put on the best match of my career. And then he runs down to the ring last Sunday, gives JC Holm a chair when there's no ref, lets Holm hit me, and walks away as I get pinned. Yeah, sure, there have been rumors about the championship causing hiccups in our friendship, but the fact of the matter is we had a conversation before that match and after that match, and I thought we were fine. I thought everything was okay. Apparently, I was wrong. Scott Gans's clearly had some kind of vested interest in that championship that superseded our friendship. And I want to get to the bottom of it, because as long as it's sitting in my mind, it's going to fester and explode and bother me like nothing you've ever seen. So Scott, I'm going to give you one chance to come out here and talk to me like your best friend, because if you don't, I'm going to go back in the ring and find you, and we're going to make a nice little conversation happen.
If I could just interrupt for one quick moment.
Oh no, Connor. It's Victor Pariah and Volchenkov, and what do they want?
Mr. Gans is not the only issue here, because Mr. Van Ryan, once again, you, in serendipitous fashion, have fallen into the illusion that this is all about you. Has it ever bothered to cross your mind, Mr. Van Ryan, that perhaps there were other forces at work when it came to Scott Gans's? Has it ever crossed your mind that maybe Gans's wanted more in life than to be an idol of worship for the horrid cancer that sits in these seats before us? Or has it ever crossed your mind, maybe, just maybe, that Scott Gans's had a potential that you as a friend were not reaching? Isn't it ever so curious that at the peak of your career, Scott Gans's turned his back on it? Isn't it ever curious of the fact that now there are so many questions buzzing around your head and Scott Gans's head that all of a sudden this whole world is talking about you two? The fact of the matter is, Mr. Van Ryan, that your time was coming. It was clear as day to myself, to Mr. Volchenkov here, and certainly to Mr. Ganses, that you are running on a fuse that was lit long ago. And it isn't long until that fuse reaches the end. And then what? One big explosive match, and you're gone. And while I commend J.C. Holm for using all of the tactics he could to put you down like a sick dog, I must also commend Mr. Ganses for doing what was right for his career, what was right for him, and what was right for me.
What the hell is he talking about? Wait, there's Scott! That's Scott Ganses! From behind! And he takes out Van Ryan! That's supposed to be his best friend. He cost that man the title 6 nights ago, and now Scott Ganses has taken out his former best friend.
And now he walks up that ramp towards Van
Ryan and Pariah. What is this? Wait a minute.
This is a changed man here. And
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my God! I don't believe this! Scott Ganses has joined Victor Pariah. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's women's wrestling time, and before we get into this too much, I want to talk about what we just saw moments ago. Jack Van Ryan has been betrayed by his former best friend, Scott Ganses, who has joined up with Victor Pariah and Dmitry Volchenkov.
And I said before, and this just definitely reinforces it, that sometimes friendships cannot last in this business, and that's proof of it.
It looks like this whole time you were right after all, Connor. The title was more important to Scott Ganses than his friendship with Jack Van Ryan, and maybe that loss all the way back at Road to Glory helped some backlash.
I mean, and I can understand that, but I still don't understand why he would join up with that. I don't even know what words to use to describe them.
Well, he likes to call himself a strategist, but we'll have to talk about that later. As ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time for women's wrestling, and Judy Vile is in the ring, and she made a triumphant return at New World War shortly just before that, as a matter of fact, and looked really good in the Fatal 4-Way women's match for the belt, which Allison James was able to retain. And now, with that belt being included in the Edge, as we mentioned earlier, they have 5 belts between them, and I can't stress how much of a mistake it would be to underestimate the attributes and the accolades that Allison James's reign as the women's champion has given the Edge. After all, she now, as of last month, has the longest reign as a women's champion in CWE history.
But I mean, I think she's definitely put any doubt to rest, because I mean, she's proven herself time and time again, and I think she'll do it here tonight too.
And I think she is absolutely just as strong with respect to her division as J.C. Holm and 20 are to theirs. Nonetheless, it's time for a women's match, and there's striking kicks from Allison James as they tie up and slamming Judy Vile's head down to the floor. Now, one thing when it comes to this that we have to talk about, Connor, is these weird promos we've been seeing for a young woman named Valora. We've seen them pop up week after week, and I'm not really sure who Valora is or what she's doing, but something about this woman definitely seems to have a shot in mind for Allison James. Connor, what do you make of all this?
Well, we don't know who this person is yet, and we don't know if or when they're going to show, but they're definitely gunning for Allison James here, and I don't blame them.
Well, you go after the biggest dog in the yard when you want to make an impact, so Allison James right now, absolutely the biggest dog in the yard, and nonetheless, she's taken on one of the physically biggest dogs in the yard, and Judy Vile here tonight, who stands at a menacing 6'3", and Judy Vile has absolutely dominated since she's come to CWE last year, and I think that being able to defeat Judy here would be a tremendous accolade for Allison James. It
would just be another chapter in what is already an impressive title run for Allison James here, but
watch off the face here, and a running corner bulldog. That was nice.
Well, like you said, there's definitely a bit of a size advantage for Judy Vile there, and it shows it right there. This might be one of the hardest matches James has so far.
I think you're right about that. Nice takedown there as James now walks around. Look at this. Right to the head. Again and again. 3 punches right to the back of the head, and that'll knock your equilibrium off as she shows her Edge colors there. And if Allison James is able to defeat Judy Vile here in such a fashion, I think it's going to say a lot about the Edge as a unit and what they're capable of doing.
Of course, and I mean, if she beats Judy Vile here, who else is there that can offer a challenge?
I think that's really the case that Allison James is trying to make right now. You know, she defeated Jade at Road to Glory. She defeated Christy Klein in singles competition and in the Fatal 4-Way at New World War. And Judy Vile might be the last remaining person. If she loses here tonight, I don't know if she's in line for a shot.
I mean, because until I seen Judy Vile, Jade was arguably the biggest contender for this belt. But yeah, like you said, she beats Judy Vile here, and I don't know what else is left.
Well, we're going to have to find out. And right now, Allison James might be trying to put Judy Vile away. Top rope, watch out. Jawbreaker from the top, and that was pretty nicely done. And now Allison James might be looking to finish off Judy Vile here. She's got her where she wants her, down in the corner. And I think Allison James is smart enough to capitalize right here.
Well, she smartly drags her away from the ropes there, and
watch out. Right back to the head. Right about that, Connor, avoiding the potential rope break from any cover or submission that might come. Look out. She's up top. Watch out. Body drop. Oh, Judy Vile gets out of the way. That was close right there.
And now capitalizing on that with some knees to the back there.
Judy Vile running Bulldog. And this is just becoming brutal here between these two women. As now, Judy Vile sent off the ropes. Comes back. Oh, reverses it. Powerbomb. What a vicious powerbomb. 1, 2, and oh, kick out at 2. That close was Judy Vile to getting the win here tonight. And Vile misses that. Watch out. James reverses it. Oh, right to the gut. Shot to the gut there. And now a running Bulldog from James, one of her own.
And a lot of very technical wrestling here.
She's laughing at her. Wow.
Well, that might come back to bite her, because I would definitely not be laughing at her.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of that edge mentality, though, that feeling that everyone is below you. So maybe it's just the fact that she's part of the edge that she thinks she's got the cockiness to bear it.
But I mean, if you go around thinking you're immortal, sooner or later someone is going to stab you in the back.
Watch out here. Off the ropes. Look at this triangle drop kick to the outside goes Judy Vile. And I think it's like you said the other day, Connor, even gods can bleed.
But Allison James...
over the ropes there.
Allison James is trying to prove that statement wrong here, and she's doing a very good job.
Immortality might be closer than we think for Allison James, the longest reigning women's champion in CWE history. She has made one hell of a case for herself here so far in her young career of only a year. And let's not forget, she debuted just before New World War last year. And it's a nice body splash there, hits home. And Allison James might be one of the greatest women's wrestlers we've ever seen. But watch out now, right to the eyes. And look out, spinning kick to the face, and Judy Vile went down hard.
And there's the pin.
1, 2, and that's it. Allison James with another victory. And wait a minute, she's got a mic.
All right, I've had enough of this. I don't know who this Valora thinks she is, but I've had enough of being interrupted every single week. If she thinks she's such hot stuff, then she should get her ass out here and fight right now.
Well, this is going to be quite the development. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. CWE is live here in our new home of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it's tag team time, and potentially one of the best up-and-coming tag teams right here in the Young Guns. What do you think, Con?
You know, I've doubted both of them when they first started, but now I'm impressed, and they're definitely one of the top dogs here at such a young age, both being rookies. But you got to give them credit.
You do indeed. AJ Jones and Brandon Lopez have made one hell of a case for themselves, and I don't think that's going to change here tonight. These guys definitely have found a niche to fight in, and they are going for it all. What happens is what I think is what's happening.
I mean, both of them have extraordinary natural talent and very good chemistry with each other.
I think you're right about that. And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of chemistry, we have to see how this team does here tonight. Here comes the new Strictly Business. Braden Ganses and Eric Matthews. Sean Peterson, of course, not here tonight. He's battling a nasty virus, so hopefully we'll see Sean Peterson back sooner than later. You don't like to see anyone sick, no matter who it is.
No comment.
Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Matthews and Braden Ganses have had a lot of comments on CWE's Twitter lately. If you check it out, Eric Matthews, Braden Gans is tweeting out that they don't think that the Young Guns deserve to be here. They think that the Young Guns are trying to steal thunder from people who have earned it like them, and that's why we have this match here tonight. The new Strictly Business does not believe in the Young Guns.
Well, I mean, to say that the Young Guns have not earned their thunder is, I don't know where they get that idea, because they have definitely proven themselves, hence why they're here.
Let's not forget, Brandon Lopez was actually one of the 6 members in the Road to Glory ladder match not too long ago. As now look at that strength from Lopez. He has him in a modified torture rack over in the corner. Look at that. Stretching out the back of Eric Matthews, and I think that was directly a result of that tweet right there.
They're definitely going to try and make a statement here, not only to the new Strictly Business, but to the company as a whole, that they're here to stay.
I think you're right, and I think Eric Matthews might be trying to send that same message, because let's not forget, it wasn't too long ago that we thought he was fired, gone for good, and Sean Peterson made what he claimed a business decision, nice gut buster there, to bring Eric Matthews back. And I mean, at first we questioned it, but then Eric Matthews in a gauntlet match was able to get a pinfall on Dylan Poteet, and now, of course, real quick, just to touch on that, Dylan Poteet did suffer a serious injury at New World War when he was speared through a table by Richard Till, and Dylan Poteet is likely to be on the shelf for a few months.
Well, we wish him the best of luck and a speedy recovery.
No comment. And now there's the tag. Lopez tags in Jones, and look at this! AJ Jones hurled into Braden Gans's. That is some tag team wrestling right there.
And it amazes me that these two men have such good chemistry for only knowing each other for a short period of time.
You're right about that, and Braden Gans is now shots to the back. AJ Jones showing some boxing skills right there, which is kind of surprising. I've always taken AJ Jones as more of a technician, but I guess you do what works, right? And now look at this. A nice back suplex from Braden Gans's, and look at him showing off. That is what the new Strictly Business is all about. It's about showing off, I think. And now sent into his own corner, and what a forearm to the face by AJ Jones from his own corner. That's
Eric
pretty
Matthews
impressive.
Jumping off the apron there.
Trying to avoid contact, I'd assume. Nice vertical suplex right into a cover. Look at that. One, and a kick out at 1 by Braden Gans's.
Very nicely done there.
That was. AJ Jones is certainly becoming one of the up-and-coming best technicians in the company.
And Eric Matthews trying to help out there.
And there's the tag to Eric Matthews. Now watch this. Braden Gans is off the ropes. Neck snap, and a springboard elbow to follow.
A little tag team chemistry of their own, Strictly Business.
Maybe we've underestimated them. No comment?
No comment.
No comment. And now, taking him down at the knee is Eric Matthews now, and that's not a bad strategy. You take down AJ Jones's legs, he's going to be able to use less of that unique offense that he has.
That is true, and we'll have to see how...
Nice arm shot there from Matthews.
We'll have to see if Strictly Business sticks to that strategy, and I would have to say they should.
Right now, they're doing a pretty nice job of isolating AJ Jones from being able to get to Brandon Lopez.
And it seems like they're doing a lot of limb targeting, at least, the lower body and the arms there.
Well, I mean, it's a good strategy. If you we don't like it, but if you take out AJ Jones's offense, you know, it's going to make this match a lot easier in a tornado DDT.
If you take out anybody's offense, it's going to make a match easier. And
I think you're right about that, no doubt about it. And speaking of making things easier, you can make it easier for yourself to find all kinds of CWE. Just follow us on our multiple social media outlets as we have a double team move right here. Double flapjack, nicely done. You can like CWE on Facebook. You can also follow us. Oh, nice spear. Follow us on Twitter at CWE Live, as you see in the top left of your screen. On Reddit, reddit.com/r/CWE/ on Tumblr at CWE Wrestling. Follow us on YouTube. Just subscribe where you're watching right now. And now a nice headlock from Braden Gans is here. Still AJ Jones in the ring as he went into a headstand there. AJ Jones is still the lone man in the ring. Brandon Lopez has not been able to get a tag in quite some time.
No, that's definitely part of the strategy here. You can see Lopez gesturing for the tag there, but
AJ Jones has been kept out of this, and look out now. Gans might be looking for that camel clutch that he does so well, and there it is. Braden Gans is with a camel clutch. Is AJ Jones going to give up right here? Is AJ Jones going to tap out here? This might be an option that he's going to have to take here, as that is locked in deep, but no, he gets out of it. It looks like Braden Gans might have been trying to taunt him a little bit there by letting him out of that camel clutch.
And that might come back to haunt him here because, I mean... Oh.
Heading up top. Can he reach? Oh my God, what an elbow! I cannot believe he made that distance. That is ridiculous. As now, Gans is sent into the corner. There's the grapple and the tag. Eric Matthews tagged back in. We've seen this once already. There's the neck snap and the springboard elbow. And AJ Jones has still not been able to make it over to his corner.
And I don't know how much longer this is going to last. Brandon Lopez over there trying to do anything, but there's not much he can do from the apron.
You're right about that. AJ Jones has really been isolated well. And look out! Face plant right there. Modified side effect looks nice from Eric Matthews, who has had quite a turnaround since being hired by Sean Peterson. It makes me wonder if Sean Peterson hasn't been giving Eric Matthews some training or some tips, and maybe working with Braden Ganses has finally put him in a place where he can succeed.
It definitely looks like that, and as much as I do not like the person, he's definitely showing a tremendous turnaround. There's another tag.
And look out, look at that, right in the corner. The ref's got to break that up. That's totally illegal, but he's going to let it go, I guess. As now Jones, tries to fight back, misses that drop kick, and now, a shot to the back. But Ganses capitalizing his Ganses, but there, AJ Jones with the reversal, and they tie up. And an exploder suplex from Jones. He's got to make that tag to Lopez.
And
he's not, it looks like he's not going to.
And maybe this is where the overconfidence and inexperience...
Wait, into the corner. Knocks him off the apron by accident, I'm sure. Elbows to the back of the head. And I think he might have wanted the tag there, but he wasn't able to get it. Lopez is in the corner. Back into the corner goes Ganses. And there it is. The tag has been made. And now look at this. Off the corner. And Brandon Lopez is finally in this match after AJ Jones took one nasty beating from the new Strictly Business.
And now it is a completely different match, a completely new match with some fresh...
Reversal. A check bouncer! Check bouncer out of nowhere! Braden Ganses! And the cover! 1, 2, and the new Strictly Business wins this match! What a victory for Sean Peterson's handpicked guys.
I'm shocked.
And ladies and gentlemen, what a match. We'll be right back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now, I guess, for our CWE champion. Richard Till is on his way to the ring just 6 nights after one hell of a brutal 3 stages of hell match. The first fall went to Richard Till when he was able to win the no disqualification. The second fall went to Dylan Poteet with the Falls Count Anywhere. He actually pinned, if you remember, Richard Till on our announce table, which was quite a unique experience. And then the final match, a tables match, Poteet was getting ready to hit the Bluegrass Bomb. He turned around, Richard Till speared him so hard he lifted him off the ground, through the table, into the post, broke the corner, and Dylan Poteet is now on IR for what should be a few months.
And I mean, Poteet talked earlier about being on the receiving end of those spears, that they're no joke, and well, I guess Richard Till proved his point there.
And I think the other point that he proved is that he is not a paper champion, that he has not only won that belt, but has earned that belt, defeating 3 men to earn it, and then defeating the former champion in vicious fashion to retain it. That is quite the sight to see. Richard Till walking strong after that fight that we thought favored Poteet. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Till in the ring here in Pittsburgh, and while the crowd might not like it, unfortunately, well, I know you do, Connor, but the rest of us have to deal with it.
Left about me. Is there still anyone out there that thinks that Richard Till's victory at Road to Glory was a fluke? Or that maybe it was because there was 3 people I could have pinned and made tap out, and the odds were in my favor? Yeah, who's doubting me now?
Wait a minute! Is that... No way! That's Isaac Morgan! What the hell is he doing out here?
Isaac Morgan, that...
Just 6 nights after a brutal victory over Dmitry Volchenkov, Isaac Morgan is on his way down to the ring here to interrupt the CWE champion. This is wild, Con. Isaac Morgan, the hometown hero, walking his way down to the ring right now, and Richard Till could not be excited to see Isaac Morgan. I have no idea what is going on right now.
I'm sure Richard Till has no idea either. I'm eager to find out.
This is wild, Connor. We're going to have to see how this plays out. They've got mics now, and Isaac Morgan. Oh, right to the face! Richard Till! And folks, we'll be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and here comes, well, the people in charge. Corey Fox, his assistant general manager, Montana, and the new dean of discipline, Surge. And this is quite an interesting night here. We'll talk about more what we saw in just a moment. But right now, we got to listen to the Corey Fox as he makes some kind of an announcement. Let's go to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's good to see you all again. But this time, we've got a different announcement. And I'm glad to be accompanied by my assistant general manager, Montana, and my good friend and Hall of Famer, Surge, here tonight to make this announcement, because this announcement is going to shake the foundation of women's wrestling forever. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I, Corey Fox, am announcing a new tournament that will take place over the next number of weeks with one goal in mind, and that is to find the next top women's wrestler to compete right here in CWE. This tournament will pit a bunch of young upcoming women's wrestlers against one another in an attempt to create a survival of the fittest style series of matches, and the winning women's wrestler will compete in a match at Eye of the Storm, where, if she is successful, she will have earned herself a permanent roster spot on CWE.
That's pretty cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this tournament is called the Crowning of a Goddess Tournament, because at the end of the tournament, we will have found a new queen of women's wrestling.
Connor, that's quite a cool announcement.
It is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a match now, and before we get too far into this upcoming match, we've got to talk about what just transpired moments ago. We thought we were going to hear from the CWE champion, Richard Till, and before he could hardly get anything out of his mouth, he was interrupted and attacked by, get this, Isaac Morgan.
An unlikely source, but yeah, Isaac Morgan definitely making a statement there, and
I can't imagine Richard Till's going to be too happy about that one. That's very disrespectful to the champion, and not that he doesn't warrant it, but it's just, I can't imagine what would have inspired that kind of an attack.
Isaac Morgan is definitely not the person you think about when you think about cheap shots, but there's nothing else to call that, so.
I guess not. And ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Barrett's in the ring, and it's time for, wait a minute. There go the lights. We're sitting here in the dark, folks, and wait a minute, do you hear that? It's that weird synthesizer that always comes on in the dark. I'm not sure if we're at wrestling or at a Skrillex concert. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Connor, here comes the Disciples. It looks like Kenny Barrett has a very bad opponent here tonight. And I mean bad in the physically intimidating way, not in the bad way.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, I had to. It looks like it's just Dylan Bishop. Nonetheless, this is bound to be one hell of a crazy match if Dylan Bishop is in it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Disciples have been making quite the statement over the past number of weeks. Let's not forget back just before Road to Glory when they took on Eric Matthews and made short work of him. Then they were defeated by Sid Floyd later on. These Disciples have been all over the place, and it's very interesting to see where the hell they're going next and what they're doing.
It's also very interesting to see just Bishop down here by himself.
And watch this, the ritualistic drinking of Syndrak's blood, and there it is. That is weird. I do not have another word for that. That is just weird. Weird. Very, very weird. I don't know what Dylan Bishop does that for. Supposedly power, but that's just weird.
Well, you can't argue that it may have some kind of effect, because
the Disciples are definitely powerful, and we'll see exactly how powerful right now. Nice reversal by Barrett, slamming his head off the mat, and Dylan Bishop took the blunt of that right on. As now Barrett will send him over the ropes. And he right into the gut and knocks Bishop to the floor below. I wonder what happened that Kenny Barrett drew this fight tonight.
I mean,
right to the eye.
He made someone very angry, most likely, but
I don't imagine how. Kenny Barrett, yeah, he's cocky, but he's not a bad guy. I wonder, and did he say Sindrak's name or something?
Apparently did.
Oh, I know, but they don't seem to go after us. It seems like
there's
we're
the pin.
Cover one. Oh, kick out of one. It seems like we're sort of immune from that. Maybe they just don't care.
I did make the statement of destroying Sindrak.
You didn't really destroy him.
Just, the definition
You hit the floor with a chair, and then you fell down and played possum, and the ref disqualified him.
Destroy has multiple definitions.
Destroy pretty much has one.
And Dylan Bishop.
With a nice reversal and taunting now, the demon horns in the air, symbolizing Sindrak's power, which he would have probably shown over you otherwise back in last January, Connor, but nonetheless, it's kind of wild to think it's been a year since that happened. A little more than a year, actually. Nonetheless, Kenny Barrett up top, punches him off the top rope to the outside, and Bishop's now up top. Look at this flying elbow right to the chest.
Down.
Dylan Bishop has certainly made a statement here early in this match, and now sends him back in the ring. And a forearm right to the face. The ref counting, but I'd like to think Bishop will get back in the ring before then. And now Barrett's on the outside. What a change of pace. Oh, knocks him right off the apron, and he managed to make contact with the ref, too. That was a hell of a swing on that punch by Bishop. Barrett with a float over DDT. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Bishop is on the beating end of Kenny Barrett's frontal assault here. Goes behind now. And the back suplex drops Dylan Bishop down hard on the floor. Chop across the chest. Right to the throat now. Kenny Barrett is going with the chops, but Bishop surviving long enough to get the momentum back. Avoids that drop kick. Oh, they collide. And now Barrett. They tie up, and Kenny Barrett on the downside of things. And watch out, right to the face with that knee. Connor, what is it about the Disciples that makes them so efficient?
They work very well for what they do, and I mean, like you said, everything about them is just weird. The drinking of Sindrak's blood.
Drop kick from the top rope!
And I don't know, maybe it's because they're so messed up individuals that they just seem to click on some unnatural plane that we don't even know about.
Well, let's not forget how the Disciples came to be. It was back in the summer when Giganta and Sindrak had some kind of a head-on. Watch out, watch out! Got him up on the apron with a backdrop! But as I was saying, they had some kind of battle between the two of them, did Sindrak and Giganta, and when we had seen those three debut as rookies against Giganta all month long, and then suddenly at Bound for Blood, they appeared dressed in pentagrams in black and red and helped Sindrak put Giganta through a table to win that match. And
here's a pin.
1, 2, will he have him here? No! And ever since then, it has been the Disciples helping Sindrak, and they seem to have found a way to do it that harms everyone else.
There's no arguing that. Maybe Sindrak saw something in the three of them that he could mold and maybe exploit for his own purposes, but
wait a minute, look at Bishop. That weird conjuring stance that he does before he's going to hit something nasty. And what is he going to do here to Kenny Barrett as he sends him into the corner? And watch out. Oh, wait a minute, he's going to go for it. Right here, the dead memory hits home. The dead memory, and now the cover. 1, 2, and Bishop gets the win over Barrett, and the lights have gone out again. These guys are so damn creepy.
Weird almost.
That's what I said earlier, I think. We're sitting here in the dark again, ladies and gentlemen.
For the second time tonight, and
it's not your mother's fault this time.
It's not.
She paid the power bill. That's an old joke. Genuine.
Oh, wait.
Look into my eyes as I tell you that Kenny Barrett will be the first sacrifice on a long road. Our master seeks to walk this earth again, and next week we'll begin the process to bring him to life. Ladies and gentlemen, next week the Disciples will begin the Black Sacrament. And at Eye of the Storm, Sindrak will walk again.
What? There go the lights again. Connor, what the hell did we just hear?
Well, Syndrak's coming back.
Why? There's Barrett again. Knocked out cold by the Disciples. Connor, why would Sindrak come back?
I have no idea.
This is going to shake up everything, folks. We'll have to get to that later, but when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, from commercial break, it's time for our main event. Earlier, it was announced that we have a new #1 contender in Sid Floyd, and we're going to have to see how that shakes up everything for both the Edge and Sid Floyd and everyone else when we come back. And ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at what happened earlier between Morgan and Till. There you see Morgan assaulting the champion. And once again, it's not like we necessarily think he deserves it, but Richard Till definitely warrants that kind of thing from other people.
But once again, Isaac Morgan, I mean, former Olympic athlete.
Yeah, of all the people, right?
I don't know.
It's just strange, and I don't know what to make of it. But that another discussion for another time, because here comes the tag team champions, the Royal Crown champion, and the World's champion. That's a mouthful, and the Edge have made a point to making sure that we all know that they are both multiple champions now. Chase Adams was defeated by Chris Twenier to win the Royal Crown Championship, and JC Holm defeated Jack Van Ryan in what we heard all about earlier, where Scott Gaines turned his back on Van Ryan, and now we know has joined up with Victor Faraya. Nonetheless, he gave Holm a chair. There was no ref. Holm used the chair to smack Van Ryan in the face. Got the pinfall and is now the champion.
Every week you have to talk about the Edge because, you know, we don't necessarily like them, but you have to respect them.
They get it done.
They do.
And it's unfortunate, but they get it done. And I don't think we've seen a tag team this dominant in CWE in a long time. We talk about it all the time, but let's not forget when Chris Twenier showed up, we didn't even know he was a competitor. We thought he was a suit. We had no idea. And look how much of a tremendous athlete he's become. He's the second multiple champion in CWE history. Only a few hours, maybe even 1 hour after JC Holm did it first. It's wild. And it's what's prompted this main event here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A tag team match that will pit the Edge against their #1 contenders. And this is going to be wild, because here comes Chase Adams. Now, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Adams, the former Royal Crown champion, a guy who just 7 nights ago would have been the Royal Crown champion right now. But nonetheless, Chris Twenier was able to defeat him, and he used a move I've never seen before. I don't have a name for it. Chris Twenier hasn't told me a name for it, and it's going to be interesting to see how much Twenier goes back to that strange move that we saw.
Well, hopefully with the same result, but Chase Adams probably looking for a little redemption here. I mean, I know I would, and we'll see what happens.
And if Adams is able to do this tonight, wow.
It'll be a big upset.
Such upset for Chase Adams right there. Because Chase Adams is really the top dog when it comes to professional wrestling right now. And I think if Chase Adams could really hem that style down a little bit and just take himself in a little bit, he might be able to once again become the world's champion down the road. But speaking of a man who could become world's champion, here comes the #1 contender, as announced earlier by General Manager Corey Fox, Sid Floyd.
And you could hear the collective gasp from the audience when the announcement was made. I know I was shocked, but you know, he deserves it.
And I think the whole fiasco with Fox, if Fox is being genuine, has shown that he actually does have interest in Sid Floyd succeeding and actually does want Sid Floyd to make it. It's just really a question of what was going on.
I mean, he said earlier that he was trying to reignite the spark that Sid Floyd seemed to have lost, and you know, I can see that now. I mean, this is a different Sid Floyd than we saw a few nights ago.
Absolutely is, and I think that defeating Corey Fox, his longtime best friend, might have woken up what Fox said was sleeping in Sid Floyd.
And if there's anyone who can take out the Edge, it is this man.
I think you're right about that, Connor, and we're going to have to find out. The battles between the Edge and Sid Floyd have always been epic. They've always been good. no one's really ever come out the true victor. The Edge have a number of victories, and so does Floyd. But it looks like 20er and Chase Adams will start off this main event tag match here tonight. And a nice reverse leg sweep there. Chase Adams, as we mentioned, the former Royal Crown champion, the only multi-time Royal Crown champion in CWE history. That belt is only a little over a year old now. And it's interesting to see the development. Nice reversal by 20er. And he punches him right off the apron with a solid right hand.
That is the, I would say, sleeper strength of Chris 20er, because looking at...
Look out! Oh, but he misses. Chris 20er getting right out of the way. Adams, though, oh, what a nice reversal.
That is the thing about Chase Adams. He loves the top rope.
And he takes out Holm. Holm survives, though. Oh, but he's brought down off the apron by Adams. And that's not a bad attack there, but 20er, look out, hurls him from the top rope. That's what happens. You turn your eyes off the guy in the ring, and the Edge knows how to capitalize.
I mean, set over the ropes again.
And look out, here comes Floyd. Floyd taking out 20er, but Holm. And now Adams throws Holm in the ring, and this is breaking down quickly.
And the ref yelling at Sid, the ref and Sid Floyd having a little confrontation there, and now
everything's returned to its state of normality. And Sid makes the tag. It's Sid versus 20er. And off the ropes they go. Comeback. And a double arm drag. On double kicks. Right to the chest and back.
And we'll have to see if...
Cover.
Cover early here.
1, 2, and Holm saves the match.
And we'll have to see if Adams and Floyd here use the Edge tactics against them of isolating one person and just going to work.
It's definitely going to be something to consider as a neck breaker hits home, and Sid Floyd looks like he really took the blunt of that. And now look at this, 20er sent, oh no, reversal into a knee. Sid Floyd doing that pullback strategy. It worked out pretty nicely for him. As now, he picks up 20er. Center of the ring. What a shot right to the face, knocking 20er straight down to the mat. And a cover. 1, 2, and no, this time 20er is able to get out on his own. Oh, look at this, though. Sid Floyd going right after Holm, the #1 contender, powerbomb on the outside. Right out in front of us.
And now Adams jumps in the ring, taking out 20er.
Again, this match is broken down, but Holm has the advantage on Floyd outside the ring. JC Holm, and now he sends Floyd back in the ring with 20er, who is the legal man, and a shot to the face as the ref was looking at Adams. And now 20er trying to bottle his frustrations down here as Sid Floyd set off the ropes. Ducks the clothesline, backbreaker, neckbreaker. Sid Floyd is off to a great start here, and he makes the tag. This is really interesting. Normally, this is the Edge is doing. They're the ones who usually dominate this sort of multiple quick tags kind of thing.
I think the Edge might not have a strategy to counteract this because it's never happened to them before.
It's very interesting to see that the fact that the guys who lost, with all due respect, at New World War are now winning, and it's very interesting. But 20er gets the momentum.
It doesn't go for the tag there.
I think it looked like Hall might have said something to him, but I'm not quite sure. And now, and there it is. And Holm is in now. Watch out. We've seen the Edge do some lethal things here. Double arm drag. And now look, the double kicks come from them. The Edge turning the clock back here as Holm sends a message to Sid and goes right after the legs of Chase Adams. And that is probably the smartest thing.
On the top rope there.
It changes his mind. I think he was expecting Holm to do something that he didn't do. Nonetheless, Holm goes behind. Back suplex. Nicely done. And JC Holm, the fresh man, has hardly had any contact this whole match, is now going to work on the slightly tired Chase Adams. Nice reversal into a clothesline, and Holm looks good to start.
Nope, going
right over to Floyd, sends him the edge taunt. Oh, but he takes a shot from Floyd, and another one. And this time, Chase Adams does not capitalize, and Holm goes right, dodges the sweep. Oh, right back to the leg. Misses that one, right to the gut, and JC Holm's lethal legs are showing up here early in a Uranagi slam.
Definitely part of the strategy there. And
watch out, drop kick to the back. What a shot from Holm, and look at this now, taunting Floyd once again. Holm is so focused on Floyd, but he's able to keep the focus on both gentlemen at the same time, and it's right to the groin, and this unique JC Holm kick out DDT hits home. JC Holm is making one hell of a case for himself here against Chase Adams.
As if he didn't need to make a case for Chase Adams.
Reversal.
Around there.
But he takes a shot from 20er. That's why you can't stay in that foreign corner for too long.
Floyd running around the
there goes 20er. And Hom now reverses. Look at this battle on the outside. Oh, misses that clothesline. And Chase Adams. Oh, drop kick to the knee.
And Sid Floyd taking out Chris Twenier on the outside of the ring.
Sid Floyd, but wait a minute, Hom! Lethal injection! The lethal injection hits Hom.
Dragging him away from the ropes there.
And I don't think Sid Floyd realizes.
The pin.
1, 2, and the Edge does it. The Edge has defeated the #1 contenders. I don't know what to say other than this is going to make Eye of the Storm very, very interesting.
Hey, Floyd, let me remind you of the fact that you came this close to losing to a guy in a suit. What do you think you're going to do against me?
Win.
Very strong statement there.
Very strong statement, and folks, if Sid Floyd can bring a game that will back that statement up at Eye of the Storm, we are in for one hell of a match. We'll see you next week right here in Pittsburgh from all of us at CWE.